So I'm going to do this video, and this video is a 2-for-1. I made a video a year ago. It was kind of blurry, and I'm remaking it, and it was inspired by, then it was R. Kelly was coming out with his new Boo thing. He was 50 and she was 18, and also to remake that, and then also to touch on something that just happened with a preacher dying that was also a pedophile. Um, if you are a 50, 60, 40, 50, 60-year-old man, there is nothing that you can do with an 18-year-old but screw her or him. You can't build no foundation. See, 18-year-olds are for fun. They don't have life experiences. They can't, you, you can hide your failure to be in a functional relationship with someone within your own age group with the 18-year-old, because you can hide your flaws because they haven't experienced anything to know what a flaw is and what, this is not right, that's not right, that's probably a lie, and this or that is suspect to this and that. They haven't, and so that's the lure too with them seeking out these 18-year-olds, because they can easily manipulate their minds and screw them, and they have a lot of energy to screw. You got to teach them, and the younger you get, you got to teach them how to be a woman, wash themselves, and take care of their bodies. Ain't nothing a man can do with a 40, 50, 60-year-old man with the 18-year-old. And I don't care if it's legal or not. And you know what the thing about it is? Our society condones it on the low. We got porn genres called barely legal. Now, porn genres are different types of videos, fantasies, big boobs, threesomes, girl and girl action. And so we have this genre called barely legal. Think about that one for a second. So I'm going to move on. So, I feel like if a man is going to screw a 18-year-old, if he can get away with it, he will sit up and screw your 14 overdeveloped twerking in the mirror on Instagram child, if he think he can get away with it. And sometimes it's not about him thinking he can get away with it. If he, these people, they prey, they're prey. They prey on they're vultures. They prey on they smell certain weaknesses. Like if you are a mom and you sit up, you work a lot, and the child is not being attended to, and it's always left alone. They feel get some issues going there. They come in and they befriend the child first. That's how that should start. They befriend, and like they're cool, and they're the cool guy, and I can talk to you, so easy to talk to, and all that stuff. That's how they start. That's what pedophiles do. So or like I said, there shouldn't be no reason why. If right now they drop the legal limit to 13, I bet you any amount of money there'd be men out here walking around talking about it's legal, like they do now with 18-year-olds. Well, it's legal. And I would question any man that sit up and be like, well, it's legal. I'd be like, you better watch him around your kids. Trust me. And this comes from experience and things that I have learned from other people and groups of people and people that I've met along the way. Okay, I too was a child that was dating older men when I was a teenager. I know this, and I've come across men who've admitted that they like young girls. I knew a cat that was screwing his girlfriends 14 to 15, because she was going on for a couple years. It probably still was going on until she moved out the house, but was screwing this lady's child while she was going to work, and she would work night shifts She was a work night shifts and jobs and whatnot. So you know what? Pedophilia is real. Pedophilia is real, and it's more. It's not a growing problem. It is a problem that is beyond most issues that we have. Whether it be black on black violence or poverty, it's just as bad as being broke and poverty. It's just like it's up there with how we see Chicago. Like, oh my God, it's a war torn. It's bad. But the thing about it is, you have people in high places that like to do that, tantric sex practices and stuff with children, manifesting stuff, into the world. And a lot of them people that control what we hear and think and see are heavily into it. That's why we don't see it as much as we should, and it's not being, aggressively attacked. That's why our laws are so lenient when it comes to people who touching on people, kids, and because they do it too, and it's just as raunchy and it's sick. And some of you Christians that sat up here and was defending this old devil, you a devil too, because ain't no way. You ain't God. You ain't got to forgive. You ain't got to, you can't, somebody got to speak up for these children, because these children are going to end up becoming adults, and they're going to be dysfunctional adults, and they be the same adults and teenagers that be acting out over sexualized and running around acting crazy. Some of these kids that you sit up and talk about that's bad as hell that's in these damn streets. A lot of that we have to, as a society, has to then bear the load or the domino effect in various ways of these kids that then grow up from these homes and these situations with these old sick ass men. So, you sit up and you want to condone that, or you want to say it's okay, you're just implicit. You are just as implicit in that as that person. And I'd question if you would say something. If that was happening in your own home, would you throw that man out? If that was your dad touching on your kid, what would you do? Oh, but the Lord said forgive him, and that's, man, then come on, man. And your child got to still, because you don't want to cause no ruffles, and that's because of no, not everything. That love and all that should stop at that point. I don't have no love. I don't care if it's my dad. He brought me in this world. I don't care. You touch mine, I don't care. And another thing I noticed today, a lot of y'all want to defend shit because it ain't your kid. Because I got into a little situation early, and I said, well, I guess because it's not your child, I guess, I said, I guess if it was your child, then I guess you the type of motherfucker that'll just let the shit happen. Oh, don't bring my child in it. Don't bring my... See, that's y'all problem. Y'all don't treat these kids like them as your kids. Oh, well, shit, they ain't my kids. We better forgive. Oh, well, it ain't my... It's pure, baby. I'll pray for you. Hallelujah. Yeah, that's sad. Oh, here's a heart emoji. Oh, that's sad. Well, what's for dinner? Y'all is so fucking fake and phony. And I will possibly be working here coming up soon with one of my good friends on a blog, because this really needs some attention. I also in the interim would visit Tell Somebody on Facebook, to see what the effects have been with a lot of adults. It's some sick shit that is happening out here. Sick, some things that have happened, to these people. As a kid growing up, people they trusted. It's sick. It's sick. And damn you to leprosy if you sit up and condone that shit, because as if it's okay. Each child, you treat these children and what's happening to these children like these are your own children. If you would allow that shit to happen to your own children, something's fucking wrong with you.